Hiya guys, how you all doing? It's Ian. How you doing, guys? This is my follow-up podcast to my uh, last one, which um, anybody that's now subscribed or is watching these videos and following me, thank you so much for your support um, and some of the things people have said about my podcast are absolutely beautiful. I didn't do it for any other reason other than I'm hoping if I told my story or tell my story, that there will be somebody out there that's watching these videos are being watched. I've had over 100 views. So obviously it's started to go somewhere. So thanks to you guys, the whole point about this channel was that I wanted to be completely honest about how alcohol and drugs and mental health and now my physical health with my MS, how it's affected me over the years. I didn't set out to shock or it's certainly not for anybody to feel sorry for me. It happened. I got over it. You get on with it. It's called life. You guys know that. I guess in a way, I think that this is not only am I leaving a little something of me when I'm not here, which I like the sound of, but I guess 50 years is a long time to carry stuff, and I think that if I can give somebody can help, if I can help somebody so I can listen to my story and say what's happened and how it changed my life, then um, then I've done something good. Yeah, does that make sense? Yeah. So anyway, I've had a lot of really close people to me. I've got my brother Johnny, who is just along with Kat, is my absolute rock. I don't know what I'd do without him. Um, we actually, um, unlike my actual half brother who I've got left that I don't get on with, um, we are so much more closer than that. And I've got a lot of time for Johnny. And he has have had his life struggles as have I. And he thinks he gains a bit of inspiration from me for I guess still being here really more than anything, guys. Um, but do you know what? I'm pretty in awe of this guy. I think he's pretty bloody special. He's not had it easy at all either. But like me, he just gets on with it. Um, at the end of the day, what else can I do, guys? I can sit and wallow and go, oh, well, poor is me. I've had this, I've done that. I've no, at the end of the day, I'm still here. Um, and I don't know, guys, I just think that if I can talk about things that have happened in my life, I mean, I've kind of like told you the first 25 of, the kind of basis for what I was set ready for adulthood, and of course with everything that had happened and it has happened, that's I mean it's just yeah it's difficult. It's so very difficult. um but this was going to be a lot shorter. This one basically was just a follow-up to the last podcast, which, like I say, has really touched a lot of people. I've got my dear brother-in-law, Kat's half brother, James. He's I don't know if you guys can see the messages or anything, but If you can't, I would just say that he's been very, very supportive. Um, and yeah, absolute rock. So yeah. I guess the only thing that was worried about with being so honest was that I was going to get negative feedback. Um, but I think because of the subject, it's going to take a real wanker to, to I don't know, be a dick about things. Um, yeah, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it is what it is. Um, but um, I don't know. I guess another point of this podcast is really for some form of self counselling, some self mental health care. You know, I've um, I've been in the system roughly getting on for 40 years. Um, I was on diazepam and antidepressants at 13. Um, Fortunately, when I joined the army, my grandfather knew the recruitment sergeant. Otherwise, it would possibly have not been I've got in the army because of my mental health situation. But I played very well at hiding it because I guess that's what you do to get through the day, to get through it's like like I say, it's what you do to get through. Um, it's heartbreaking because it's hard work, and I've tried therapy and I've tried CPD and is it CPD? Is it CPD? I can't even remember what it is. It's basically it's not for me. I think with the complex nature of my mental health, um, which at times has caused um, suicide attempts. The last twice, of one of them, I actually was dead, and they resuscitated me. Um, and I remember seeing Kat's face when she came to visit me in hospital, and I thought, my God, Baker, don't you ever, ever, if you love this woman like you say you love this woman, then you don't put her through this again. You don't ever put her through this again. And it was exactly the same with the drink. Yeah, I've had one blip. I should have spoke to Kat about it. I haven't. I was a coward and I didn't. I let it come out at the podcast. Um, do I think it's a huge issue? If it had been more than once and more than just 3 beers, then maybe I would have been worried. But no, I'm not worried because I just feel it in my heart that I don't want it. And if I were to drink, I'd lose Cat and I'd probably be dead very quickly. I'm not beating around the bush or trying to get any sympathy or any bullshit. I'm telling you guys the way that it is and as is. That basically, you've got to you. I just think that life is made for living. I keep telling Johnny, that to live in the moment. You can't count what tomorrow's around. You don't know what's around the window, around the corner. You can't change what's happened. You can't change the past either. Yeah. So live for the moment. Live, and that's what I'm gonna do. That's the whole point about getting away next year. Oh, first coffee of the day, and it's good. And it's what's the time? It's 10 to 11. It's 10 to 11 in the morning, and that was my first coffee, and it's bloody handsome. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so I am using this as a form of self counselor, I guess. Really, I get to tell my story. I put it out there. There's people watching this, guys. There are getting views, and um, I've got subscribers. I'd like more. Of course, I'd love more. All it's going to take is you guys that are watching this. If you could just share it, just share me. Um, let's see if I'm about 150 at the moment views. Let's see if like sort of by the end of this month. So that's we've got about 3 or 4 days. Let's make it 200 views. It's down to you guys. You guys are the ones that are watching this and liking and sharing and mentioning and messaging and things. Um, I'm. I guess I'm hoping that somebody in their 20s, um, you know, try adjustment to city street difficulties. Um, Even men that are in abusive relationships, I think sometimes it's important that we stand up for that. I think there's a huge, great big stigma, isn't there? About women beating men in a relationship. It's the whole, oh well, he's the man of the, and that attitude sucks, and it's so like ridiculously old fashioned. I haven't got the time of day for it. So anyway, here I am. Here I am with these podcasts and telling my story, and it seems people are interested. Uh, so yeah, so these podcasts are going to continue. They're going to be regular. I'm going to do one at least every 2 or 3, at least every 2 days, every 2 or 3 days. There will be a new content. Even if it's just a 5-10 minute little short about the day, what's going on, any news. I think it's good that I can do this because basically I can talk about stuff. If you guys have got anything that you want to talk about, um, I've got I've made some very good friends. Actually, I've got a friend called Paul. Who has watched my video and sort of said, well done, go over. And he was like, I'm not even sure how we became friends, and I was like, I don't know. And apparently, I don't know how it was, but I was friends with his son or something. And anyway, but yeah, he's always like really positive and like leaves like little likes, and he's like a really nice followers and things like that. So I'm hoping, Paul, if you're out there, hiya, dude. Hope you're enjoying these videos. Not too like edgy and scary and shit. And that goes to everyone out there. I'm not here to shock you to do anything like that. I'm not wanting you to do. I'm not here to do that. What I'm here to do is to tell you how I dealt with what I'd been through. Um, it's gonna be hard. Okay, now I have a couple of people that have watched the video and have said they had to turn it off after sort of 10 minutes because of the intensity of it. I can only apologize for that, and perhaps I should have reiterated at the beginning of it that this is my life, this is real, this has happened. But I can understand that people find it distressing. It's one of those subjects, isn't it? Pedophilia, sort of holds such that that stature in society, doesn't it? It's to this day it's not accepted, and rightly bloody so. Um, but you know, it was the 70s. And and do you know what? I guess that was another reason that me and my grandparents didn't speak for a few years, is that I felt um, I felt a little bit. I don't know. I felt that maybe when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Um, I've got nothing but love and respect for my grandparents. They did an absolutely amazing job of what they could. Money was tight, but my granddad had an allotment, and I'd go up at weekends. If we weren't at the rugby or the football, and I'd help him, like, dig up the. I remember one being about, I must have been about 7 or 8, I suppose. Just remember being wrapped up in about 18 bloody scarves and hats and stuff, and my grandmother sending me out. I went up to the allotment for the day, and I remember digging up these huge, great big jacket potato. The big potatoes, the really big ones that you use for nice jackets. And I remember, like, used to go home and my grandmother would, like, scrub them and prick them and put them in the oven for 2-3 hours, and they'd be absolutely perfect. And now you put them in the microwave for 5 minutes and the air fry for 2 minutes. You've got a perfectly hot, crispy jacket potato. I think about that. That's technology in 40 years, and it's blown me away. Um, I mean, it was like when I was working at Nortel. It was. I was working on technology that's being used now. That was 20 years ago that was happening. We're about 20 years after R&D. So you think that if modern technology is pretty out there, and that was what we were working towards 20 years ago, it only says something about what's going on now. Well, what are they working on next? What's going to be next? I mean, before you know it, we'll have bloody Star Trek style bloody energized things, transportation. Who knows? Do I think something like that would ever happen? Do you know what? The laws of physics says yes, it can. So who knows? You believe in laws of physics. I suppose you kind of have to have certain beliefs. Right, guys. I'm not going to make this one as big as the last one. The last one was very heavy. Really drained it out of me. I remember doing it and then sleeping for about 3.5-4 hours. Um, so anyway, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please share, please watch, please comment. I love your comments. It does make me feel like you guys are feeding back to me. Um, if there's anything that you particularly want me to talk about, guys, anything from mental health to MS to to anything really that you're kind of on your mind, or you're finding it difficult to cope with. I'm a good listener. I can do that, and my shoulders are waterproof. Are not water, are sponges. So anyway, right, guys, you take care of yourselves. It's been absolutely fantastic doing this stream again. I'm really starting to get into these, and I'm finding it really easy to do and talk to you. I just feel like I'm just talking to one person, and that's getting me through. So anyway, once again, a big shout out to everybody that's watching. Thank you so much, everybody that's going through the effort of doing this. It's absolutely blown me away. Everyone take care, and hopefully I'll see you very soon. Bye.